Assalamualaikum and greetings. In this video, we'll be discussing the first chapter, Safety and Safety Awareness Part 1. There will be 6 subtopics in this chapter. However, in this video, we'll be covering 1.1, Definition of Safety, Accident, Hazard and Risk, and 1.2 only, Incidents and Causes. The rest of the subtopic will be covered in video part 2. Before we continue with the theories and policies regarding safety and safety awareness, let's take a look at some common terms that we're going to use. The first one is safety. Safety can be defined as the state of being safe, which the condition of being protected against physical, social, spiritual, financial, political, emotional, occupational, psychological, educational, or other type of consequences of failure, damage, error, accidents, harm, or any other event which could be considered non-desirable. This can take the form of being protected from the event or from exposure to something that causes health or economical losses. For example, we are wearing safety helmets when we are riding motorcycles because we want to avoid any injury to our head if we collide with other vehicles. Another term that we need to be aware of is accident. Accidents can be defined as an unexpected, unplanned event in a sequence of events that occurs through a combination of causes which going to result in physical harm such as injury, ill health or diseases to an individual or groups, damage to property, a near miss or a loss, or any combination of these effects. Now, let's take a look at hazards and also risks. Hazard can be considered a source or situation with the potential for harm in terms of human injury or ill health, damage to property, damage to the environment, or a combination of these. The risk, a combination of the likelihood or of occurrence of hazardous event with specified period or specified circumstances and the severity of injury or damage to the health of people, property, environment, or any combination of this caused by the event. In a simpler explanation, we can say that risk is a result from likelihood of an event multiple with the severity of the situation. Now let's take a look at some of the hazard symbol and pictogram. You may have observed these symbols or pictogram inside your scientific laboratory. All of these symbols and pictograms represent the following. Now, let's take a look at the pictograms in details. The first one is explosive. Explosives are chemicals and preparation that explode. This is a strict replacement for the previous explosive classification. Here is the symbol of a pictogram of an exploding bomb. Any chemicals labeled with these pictograms will cause the following. In general, most of the chemicals which is labeled with this pictogram will cause explosion. The second pictogram is flammable. Chemicals that may catch in fire in contact with air only need brief contact with an ignition source, have a very low flash point, or involve highly flammable gases in contact with water. The chemical which carries this pictogram will cause the following. The flammable chemicals is not limited to liquid or gas. It can also affect solid such as sodium or lithium metal. Next, oxidizing pictogram, representing a classification for chemicals and preparation that react exothermically with other chemicals. The symbol is similar like flammable, except with the addition of a circle-shaped beneath the fire. The oxidizing chemical may cause or intensify fire, or it can also cause explosion. Normally, it can be found in bleach, oxygen for medical purposes, and other related chemicals. The gas under pressure pictogram represent gas stored under pressure, such as in gas containers. This is a new symbol that wasn't represented under the old classification system. The symbol is a glass cylinder, and normally it is being used for gases such as hydrogen and also oxygen. The chemicals labeled with this pictogram may display the following characters. Next pictogram is corrosive. This refers to chemicals that may destroy living tissue on contact. Matches the previous symbol from corrosion. The pictogram shows corrosion of material and skin. This can be used with strong acids such as sulfuric acid and also strong base such as sodium hydroxide. For chemicals with this pictogram, it displays this following characteristic. The pictogram with a symbol of a skull and a crossbones represent toxic chemicals. Chemicals labeled with this pictogram will cause the following effect. The health hazard is being represented by an exclamation mark. It indicates the chemical that may cause damage to health. The chemicals with this pictogram will cause irritation towards the respiratory system or drowsiness and dizziness and other immediate effects when exposed on a high level. Sometimes it is also harmful towards the environment by destroying ozone on the upper atmosphere. Number 8. Serious health hazard. Similar to previous pictogram, this symbol also known to mean long-term health hazard. These are chemicals that can cause serious and long-term damage to health. The symbol shows a person with the damage. For this pictogram, it may cause fatality in the long run. Finally, a pictogram for dangerous for the environment. Chemicals that may present an immediate or delayed danger to one or more component of the environment. The symbol is of a dead tree and fish. The chemicals labeled with this pictogram will cause environmental issues. Normally, it can be found on pesticide, biocides, petrol, and other dangerous chemicals. Incident and causes. As we discussed earlier, accidents are defined as an unexpected event that may result in property damage and result in an injury or illness to an individual or group. Incidents, on the other hand, it is similar to accident, except it will not result in injury or illness. Also, incidents are called near misses. Basically, by definition, we can assume that accidents are incident. However, incident is not necessarily an accident. Near miss is an event which did not result in injury or damage to the property but had the potential to do so. Again, near miss can also be called as incident. In order to differentiate accident and incident, let's take a look at some of the examples. Here is an unsafe condition caused by the rusty lifting gear. When there are people walking beneath the lifting gears, this will cause unsafe act because it may result into accident. It will be considered a near miss when the load falls down and nearly hit the people who are walking beneath the platform. However, the situation may get worse if the load falls on the people. This is what we call as accident. Here's another example. When we have an axe which is not being stored properly inside the box. An unsafe act is caused by an individual who tried to open up the box. In a miss, when the axe nearly hit the toes of the individual, the situation may get worse if the axe hits directly to the foot of the individual. What about this one? The unsafe condition is caused by the location of the handle. When a person tries to reach to the handle, this will be considered as unsafe act. Near miss can be considered if the person is going to fall down, however, it is being saved by his colleague. But worse, it can turn out to be an accident if he falls down to the platform below. Let's take a look at another example. Try to study how the use of improper tools which cause unsafe condition, unsafe act, near miss or accident. In this example, this is the hazard caused by confined space which lead to near miss and also accident. The unsecured tool which caused by improper storage of equipment. And the hazard caused by loose objects on the machinery. Accident can be caused by the following factors: basic causes, indirect causes, and direct causes. Let's study this diagram to understand the causes of an accident. The basic causes can be related to poor management, safety policy and decision, personal factors and environmental factors. From these basic causes, it will open the path to unsafe act and also unsafe condition of the workplace. When the unsafe act and the unsafe condition interact with one another, this will be considered as indirect causes, which later on will lead to unplanned release of energy and or hazardous material. The result of the unsafe act and also unsafe condition will result to direct causes, which also known as accident, which later will cause personal injury and also property damage. Here are another examples of unsafe acts. In general, this is all caused by human error. And here is the example for unsafe condition. We should eliminate the unsafe condition and also unsafe act of an individual. That concludes the first part of the first chapter for the safety and safety awareness. If you have any question, please consult with your supervisors. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.